Hey there, welcome to the Chronicle Pregame Show. I'm Ryan Hoerger alongside Jack Dolgin, here to get us set up for Duke's weekend trip to the Big Apple and to the Big House, Madison Square Garden, for two really key games this weekend for the 2K Classic and the Wounded Warrior Project. And to kick things off, Friday night against Virginia Commonwealth VCU, Friday night at 7:30 p.m. And then on Sunday afternoon, they're going to take on either Georgetown or Wisconsin. That game was TBD, and the time has not yet been announced, depending on whether the Blue Devils win or lose on Friday night. So, Jack, when you look at this VCU team, they're a team that's lost some key guys from last year, and including their head coach, who left for Texas. But also, so they have some key contributors returning from last year's team that went to the round 64 in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, so senior Melvin Johnson at guard is their second highest scorer from last year, and so far has been the highest scorer, averaging 18.5 points in their 2-0 start so far. They also have two upperclassmen forwards in Mo Ali Cox and Ahmed Hamdi Mohammed. It's a team, however, that does not shoot very well from the foul line, at least last year as an example, 65%. So a question for the Blue Devils is whether they can be more physical than this Rams team, because if they can be, it can force the Rams to the foul line, take bad shots, and also tap into a weak depth at the forward position.
Yeah, and you also look at this VCU team. They're a team that they really like to play high-pressure defense under Shaka Smart, who's now no longer there. He's at Texas. But the Rams played their Havoc style of defense. They really pressured the ball, full court press. They forced teams into a lot of turnovers. They like to get out and run.
Yeah.
And that's a really key for Duke, I think, is going to be managing that pressure and not turning the ball over and giving VCU those easy fast break opportunities. Duke's coming off his first loss of the year. They lost 34-63 to Kentucky in the Champions Classic on Tuesday, and the stage maybe looked a little bit too bright for some of the young Blue Devils. Grayson Allen did not play well after a hot start to the year. He was 2 of 11. Brandon Ingram was 1 of 6. Luke Kennard was 0 of 5. So getting those guys going again, whether it's driving through the lane or from behind the arc, I think it'll be really key for the Blue Devils, just establishing, continuing to build on their team and kind of figure out who they are as a team, who they are as a group. So getting those three guys going quickly again right out of the gates Friday is going to be key for Duke. Now, when you look at the second game this weekend, either Georgetown or Wisconsin, both these teams suffered a surprising loss right out of the gates this season. Wisconsin lost at home, where they almost never lose, to Washington, Illinois, and Georgetown lost in double overtime at home to Radford. So what stands out to you about those two teams, Jack?
Yeah, well, I think, first of all, like the Blue Devils, they have not been able to shine in the spotlight so far. Georgetown's 0-2, a very close game to Maryland, losing 75-71 in College Park. Nonetheless, not the best start. And Wisconsin losing that first game, you have to wonder, not only have the Blue Devils, picked up from where they left off last year with, losing so many good players, but Wisconsin's in the same boat, losing so many players. And, the question for both teams is whether their young players can step up. Obviously, for the Blue Devils, they have a upperclassmen, group that has played very well in their last game. So questions, I think, for both the Blue Devils and their two potential opponents on Sunday.
Yeah, we've got Georgetown. They've got Devontae Smith-Rivera, who's really a standout guard in the backcourt, can do a lot of different things. And look at Wisconsin, obviously Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker no longer there. They're off in the NBA doing their thing. But you've got Nigel Hayes coming back, really one of the guys who emerged on the national level last year, not just for his press conferences, but his play on the court as well. Bronson Koenig stepped into Trayvon Jackson's role in the backcourt, has been a really good point guard for the Badgers. So Wisconsin certainly has the pieces.
Yeah.
And so if the ball bounces the way it could this weekend, we could see the third game between the Blue Devils and the Badgers in the course of 365 days.
Yeah.
Those teams played twice last year, including the national championship game. We could see a third rematch come Sunday afternoon. So, Jack, you're going to be up there in Madison Square Garden for this weekend's game. We'll follow your coverage at Duke Basketball on Twitter and at our Blue Zone blog at DukeChronicle.com. For Jack Dolgin, I'm Ryan Hoerger. We'll see you guys later.